everybody. Okay, so I'm super excited to be talking to Craig and Carla about their upcoming event called Sacred. Sacred is a tantric temple experience, and I'm going to be chatting to them about some of the frequently asked questions so that you can decide if this event is for you. So, Craig, Carla, thank you so much for hopping on this call and informing the beloveds of what to expect if they want to join us.
Yeah,
How are you?
thank you. Feeling good about the event, feeling good to also be back in South Africa. Obviously, well, maybe for the viewers, Simona and I have known each other for a few years, and feels beautiful to also be creating this event and having you there, assisting us and helping us too. So yeah, I'm very excited and just beautiful to actually be able to bring events like this to Cape Town, to the community here in a beautiful space. Very excited about the venue. So feeling good about the event. Yeah.
He is magnificent. Carla, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling very excited. Also, it's my first time in Cape Town, and yeah, I've been connecting with this land and connecting with the people. So I'm really happy to bring in this work here and this event.
Yeah, the community is so excited to have a new, fresh essence of this work that's so important coming to us. I know that the people that have signed up did it immediately. There was no waiting on that. So I'm excited for the rest of the participants to learn what it's about and to join us. Let's build some resonance so that the participants know who Craig is and who Carla is. Would you like to introduce yourselves a little bit and your experience and why you've brought this work and why you're teaching this?
Yeah, totally. I can start. So really for me, this whole journey into sexuality and holding space and things around it came through ISTA. Ultimately, that was a big initiator for me. But even prior to ISTA, through tantra practices, and honestly, I think it's just like a natural part of who I've always been. To be honest, like I've always been tantric before even knowing what tantra was, in a way, you know. And then after like going to ISTA and doing that a few times, many years ago, I've done a lot of other trainings after that. But I think the core of it was really starting ISTA communities, at least on like Telegram in Berlin and in Lisbon, where I used to live and where I now live. And from that just naturally came like gathering people together, gathering tribe together, and what do we want to do when we tribe? Ultimately ended up going into temples, as as you can imagine, and also just like co-creating temple spaces with a lot of other amazing beings, which got me curious about it. Did other trainings. I've done teachings of the temple with Bruce Lyon last year. It was amazing. Went to Haydn also, and just been deeply in these like holding space in general, not only around sexuality, but also around sexuality. And for us, I mean, Carla can speak on her own part, but we just felt in Lisbon that we desired to have temples that were in beautiful location. There was in a beautiful location, and that had a bit more of a being able to drop deep into something, because the people that are there actually have a bit of experience in those spaces before, whereas in the more beginner types of spaces, which we've also have held, we have to spend a bit more time on like consent and building some common language between the participants. But if we already have that common language, what's possible in a group? And I've always felt those spaces are juicy. So we just started creating them in Lisbon, and it's gone amazingly. It's gone super well. We've sold out all of our events. People have been giving amazing feedback around it. And really what we're doing now is bringing that to Cape Town, because we're here. And we also just want to share how it is that we create these spaces with the community that's here, that's also growing, So yeah, that's really a little bit about, I guess, me and how this came about. You want to share?
Yeah. For me, also, all this journey started through ISTA, and actually we met like through ISTA, and yeah, I'm finding those teachers, those mentors that have transmitted me how it is to live from other place, place from our hearts and really connecting with our sexuality, with our sexual beings, with really be alive. And also I've been sharing teaching of the temples, like more esoteric teachings. And for me, sacred beyond this part of like sexuality is like a place that we can connect deeply for, you know, with who we truly are and actually see ourselves, and all a part of ourselves is celebrated. It's not no shame nor anything. It's just like a whole expression is there, and we are all supporting this expression that is so needed in this world right now and for the next time that are coming. And the other piece that I'm bringing together is about astrology. I'm training astrology, and I like to really align with the cosmos and with the energies that are available there for us to harvest and explore.
It's just to see you like light up and get so excited, you know, as you started speaking, you just expanded. It's beautiful.
Yeah, when you stopped, I was like, no, carry on. Tell us about the astrology.
So yeah, if I can tell about the astrology for this, like we're going to have something very special, like Neptune, it will conjunct with Saturn in the North Node, and I'm going to translate this like basically this is a portal, really a portal that is opening for our own evolution, for tuning into something greater and something very transpersonal. Is in Pisces, which is a sign of an energy of transpersonal, you know, and this like this unconditional love and magic. So you can see it in different levels, but in one part is like, how can we dissolve our ego and, you know, meet us from other place? How this water of magic and love and unity can just like open us. And in other way, how can we tune into our dreams, into something that is bigger than us, and how can we manifest it? So we brought the theme of fantasy because it's really related with the dreams, and it's also being in the theme of sexuality. But we're going to explore with this theme of like water, and how can we dissolve our barriers, and how we connect deeply, and how can we tune into this, you know, ethereal being, these fantasies, this dream, and how can we anchor it here in reality?
Wow.
Beautiful. It's a beautiful transmission. And also it's starting, you know, to flesh out what makes your spaces unique. You know, it's the collective of you two, and then Carla, you bringing in this astrology and this intention. And I also feel that anyone that's watching this can also start to see, you know, what sacred sexuality really is. You know, it's not this space that we come just to get juicy and sexual. You know, this is a place where we learn, we expand into ourselves, we break and push our own barriers for evolution. And this is where spiritual and sexual meet. And yeah, it's just such an honor to be in these spaces and to be collaborating with the two of you.
That's actually why we call it sacred, exactly that. Like we all are sacred, and that's actually part of what it is. It's literally just the magic of us gathering and remembering who we are. And we just calling people to come and gather ultimately. You know, that's really how we see our role.
Great. Next question. Who is this event for? Who are we calling?
Yeah, I mean, what we focus on are people that have had a bit of experience. What that means to us is experience of tantra, experience ideally in a temple night type of environment, but most importantly with the body and of work around consent, so that you're able to, anyone that's joining is able to navigate both their own desires and boundaries as well as others, and that they have a common language for how to do that, preferably even without too much conversation, because a lot of what we do in our space is like invite people to drop into their bodies more than being in the conversation chit chat type of thing. Of course, that's also welcome, but really it's for people that have some experience of navigating that type of space. And it's for singles, it's for couples, it's for any other type of constellation, you know, all of that is welcome. Just to mention though, the event is structured in the beginning for a few hours with guided explorations, and then it's an open temple at the end. And in the guided exploration part, you don't get to choose who you're pairing with. There's kind of a magic as to who you're connecting with. So if someone is in a couple and they're thinking about coming, then we would really just invite you to tune in with yourself and see if within your couple you would be comfortable being in an environment where you might be connecting with someone else in an exercise. And if so, amazing, great. If you're a single person and you're curious to just meet other people and connect, of course, more than welcome. And yeah, male, female, whatever it might be, everything is welcome. Queer, whatever it might be, is all welcome.
So just to get clarification, if a couple does come and they're curious to join, but they want to stay together the entire duration and not go outside of their container, is that a part of this temple, or would it be not advisable for them to join?
I would say that our invitation is to feel around, and nothing have to happen during the exploration. We are not forcing to just like go and like beyond any boundaries or something. It's just like how everything, what is unfolding, what is present, where you are in front of someone in front of you, in your own integrity and your own consent with your partner.
Beautiful. That feels really good to me.
And we always also start the sacred events by connecting to yourself. So that's, even if you're coming with a partner, it's not going to be that everything is about like the group body of that relationship. It's like, let's also connect to ourselves, find the erotic current in yourself, because even if you are connecting with a long-term partner, that the energy comes from within first. So that's something that's also why we encourage in the beginning these explorations where it's like, I'm journeying with myself. I might have a partner, I might have boundaries, I might have whatever, but firstly, let's all connect with ourselves so that we can, as a group, actually drop into something deeper and get actually some intimacy growing in the whole group. And it's helpful if we're all able to flow to a certain extent in that.
And what can participants expect? There's so many different formats of temple. What can they expect at this event?
You want to take that one?
Oh my God, it's like for everyone is so different. I'm just tuning into past events. So you can expect, for me, I wish that the experience is something deep, is something deeper and something meaningful, something that can be juicy, something that can be a little bit like going into certain, how do you call it?
Edges?
Yeah, exactly. Or not too much, but like this feeling of like, yeah, can be for some men, for other ones, like, no, it's just like for someone, they can be just like these magical nights of like feeling much more than what they felt before and discover more part of themselves.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, expect some magic, I think is what that is in a nutshell. But masculine part of me is also like, okay, let's talk about the structure of it. I already touched on that before, but so people can expect it's about a 6-hour journey. The first half of it is guided, and then the second half is an open temple. And we really believe in sovereignty and trust in others, and therefore we don't place restrictions on you can do this or you can't do that within the temple. The only thing we ask is that it's a sober space. So that's the one agreement that we have. Aside from that, the temple itself is open, and that means that anything is welcome in the temple. In our experience, in terms of also like what to expect, just tuning back to that, even though it's an open temple, that doesn't mean that everyone is having penetrative sex. In fact, that tends to be rather rare. It's a lot more about connection that happens in the space before that. That tends to be how these events flow. But yes, nudity is welcome. we encourage anything, and especially with couples, it can be really beautiful if there's like couples that are connecting deeply in the space while other people are around. So yeah, that's really, yeah, that's what I have to add on that.
It's beautiful. Like, obviously I've been in these spaces plenty, and it's just really interesting to watch, and or rather feel what, you know, you speaking about this brings up for me. You know, my nerves start to like bubble inside of me. There's anticipation. It is such a unique space to find oneself in, and for people to hold it in integrity, and that this is an open-minded space that is just so rare in the world. And it does still bring up nerves despite how many times I've been in this space, and that's completely normal and natural. Yeah.
That's also being able to say that.
Okay, and what also makes your temple space unique, and also what feels safe to me, is that you have an application process. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. We try to make it as simple as possible. And basically, there's a form that you can fill out on the Lighthouse website when you register for the event. And so in order to apply, effectively, you fill out the form and then pay a deposit, which is the full amount. We then review all of the applications. And if for whatever reason someone applies and we feel that there's not resonance with the group, we're always feeling into the group more than like individuals. But once we have a feeling for, okay, this is the group that's forming, if someone is applying that feels, maybe it's, you know, if it's not clear where that is, we might have another conversation with the person. And if we really feel it's not aligned, then we would basically refund the deposit and you get your money back. And that's our application process. So if you want to apply, just click the link, fill out the form, make the payment, and yeah, we'll get back to everyone around that. So that's how it works. Is that clear?
Yeah, I think for me also, this application process really protects the container. You know, it's in everyone's best interest. You know, as we've stipulated, it's a more advanced temple. So getting the right energy of the right person coming in to create more safety so that people can drop deeper is really, really important. And so what I'm picking up and what I'd like to relay is that it's not personal. It really is in everyone's best interest that, you know, the right constellation with the right level of, what's the word?
Experience also.
That's the word, thank you.
And resonance.
And resonance,
Yeah.
exactly.
Experience and resonance
The right
is
vibration that actually is going to cultivate something very juicy.
Yeah, I'd also like to implore that if anyone has questions, they can reach out to you too.
Yeah, of course.
Reach out to me. And yeah, that feels complete for me. Is there anything else you'd like to share?
No, that also feels complete. Feels good. Yeah, just excited for the event. Excited for people to get to experience this, and you know, the ticket sales and application stuff is going well. So yeah, we're expecting a good turnout.
Yeah, I'm excited also to meet people from other places. For me, these places are like so you know, so nurturing. They're just like connecting with both, with women's, with men, just like creating something that is beautiful together, like dropping into another level of intimacy.
Yeah, and I also like want to add that, you know, someone that holds the point of this in South Africa, in Cape Town, and you guys bringing this work, it's the call for the advanced people to come forward is really important, that our tribe come together in temple space and that we connect, and that we can connect deeply, because this is an advanced space. So thank you for creating this space for us to drop in, to connect, and to strengthen this really important point of expansion and human growth. You know, sacred sexuality, you know, it's incredibly important and so taboo. And as a community, we need to get together to strengthen this bond, to like break free from the conditioning. Yeah, so gathering is important.
I actually also want to thank you for how you're holding the point here in South Africa. It's really beautiful to see, and to be able to also see how with S.O.L.O, you're definitely holding that specific thing. So it's beautiful to be also in this with you and have you involved and have you supporting, and just very happy about that. Thank you.
So much love.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys, thank you for your time. And on
Likewise.
the 8th.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Ciao.
Bye.